If you mind your business, then you won't be mine.
I just let him.
Welcome back, everybody, to AM 1220 KHTS, your hometown station. You are listening to Mind Your Own Business with Doug and Ed.
I'm not done with you
If you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine.
Welcome back, everybody, to Santa Cruz hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. You're listening to Mind Your Own Business with Doug and Ed. Tilo, producer Tilo, I got a complaint.
What, Doug?
I heard this was your idea to bring the wives in.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful that your wife came, because you know I know you didn't think this was the best idea, but I do.
That's
so
an understatement.
I'm not done with you guys. I have
he's
some
scared.
tips and hints for working with your wife. So
Working with your spouse, right?
working with your
Subliminal.
spouse.
Working with your spouse.
So feel free to pipe in if you agree or disagree with these helpful tips and hints. So the first one says you both need to have a sense of humor.
Definitely.
Definitely. Except Doug doesn't.
Good one.
Doug,
Rebuttal?
I feel
He's
sorry
easy
for
to
you,
make
but I'm
fun
kind
of.
of enjoying it.
So is that.
Go on, say it. It's not that funny, Doug. Go on, say it.
It's not that funny.
Well, that's what he says all the time.
That's it. I don't see the humor in this.
All right. Agree to disagree at times.
We do that.
Most
Most of the time.
times.
Wait, we don't have to agree to disagree. We just
Well-
disagree.
Well, in our household, it's nonverbal. She just walks out of the room.
Yeah, but what about the office?
In the office, we close the door. Or just keep fighting and all the
Yeah.
employees freak out. That's most of what it is.
They write us
I hate
up.
it when the parents fight.
In all seriousness, that is one of the most difficult things, I think,
Oh.
is not to show, because it's easy with your spouse to let that emotion, that negative emotion come right out. I mean,
Let it
all
flow.
couples go through that. And when you're working together in front of employees,
Oh.
you got to really try hard not to let that
Are you
marriage
able to
emotion.
do that?
Me?
No.
No,
No.
Doug and Jean.
Most of the time.
Like, I can't just say, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Well, that's not fighting. That's a statement of fact. But our employees, you know, it is something, you know, because you have these things, you know, don't you have all those buttons? You know what to push. You want to make them mad. You just kind of like gently push the button. And it's like you'll get a predictable response.
And one thing I've noticed when we are arguing and it gets a little loud, it gets real quiet. You know, when we get done, nobody's talking to each other. Everybody's quiet, trying to act like they don't hear us.
No,
Ours
but-
actually tell us we hate when you do that.
No, usually it's the girls in the office will say, yeah, Jeannie, you're right, right. You tell him.
That's
I
what
usually
they
have
say to
them
me
on
too,
my
Ed.
side.
You know, in our office we've got Josh, who's relatively quiet, and the rest are women. So whenever we have an argument, I'm sure they're teaming up on me. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think they do.
No. What I really like, the validating part is when they don't. When Marlene's like, oh, I am so sure I'm right. And then the 3 or 4 women in the office will go, I think she's not. And I'm just like, oh, yes, finally validation.
When did that happen?
Once, I remember. I don't remember the subject, but I just know I got a, you know,
A validation.
A validation.
All right. Next tip: eliminate power struggles or control issues.
In a perfect world.
I would just go to the next question, Tiffany, because I really don't want to address that right now.
What does your wife say about that?
In a perfect world.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard because it gets into you want what you want, and you know we are all basically kind of selfish, and even on business decisions, you think you're right, and you want to do it the way that you think it should be done.
I actually have a reverse barometer to use. Whenever I have an idea that I clearly see, and I tell Marlene about it, and she says, I don't understand, I don't like it, I know I'm on a winner. Then I have to explain it to her for like 4 more days so she can see my point of view. Is that true?
I
Oh,
think
come on, I
that
can rattle the
all
ones
of
off.
us are business people, the 4 of us. So it's hard, and you think that you can run your business. So when you put 2 people into one business that think that they could run the business, there's a lot of monkey business.
Yeah, maybe.
That's true.
Less monkey
And the
business
wrong
more.
kind of monkey.
Yeah.
That's right. The wrong kind of monkey business. What are you talking about here, Doug? Romantic wet wood
Yeah.
on the beach?
Talking about business, yeah.
All
think
right.
Tilo has another one.
Allow one another space to be alone by having your own offices or separate corners, computers, etc.
And we do
You
that.
guys have that
We're kind of
covered.
separate, and you're out in the field most of the day, so we don't cross paths all day long.
But you guys are pretty close to each other. in the
Yeah.
office.
We were in the same
Yeah.
room
Ooh, how'd that work
for
out?
about 3 minutes. And then we said, this can't happen. We rented the space next door, and put Marlene on the other side of the wall.
So is there a door you can close if you need to?
We do.
We do, except Ed has 2 to 3 other women in his office at a time.
Marlene has a no, I don't like the door closed policy.
And Ed talks louder than anybody else, so he's very disruptive. He needs his own office.
We're looking at new space that we can. No realtors, please. I think we got to figure it out.
With
but
soundproof walls,
soundproof
so
walls.
you can shut the door when you need the gap.
Maybe. One of those little machines that make white noise. What's the next question, Tilo?
Trust that when one of you says you will do something, that it will get done.
Oh my.
Now, in my defense, I have a lot to do. So I
didn't
can't
hear her
always,
names brought up, did
I can't
you?
always get everything done that you want
I
me to
didn't
get
even
done.
say anything.
I know.
I know exactly where that was going.
Yeah, it's like, no one has any guilty conscience here at all. But in my defense,
Well, it's a little difficult when you expect your employees to have good follow-through skills.
it goes back to you can't fire.
That they're
right?
yeah, and then when your spouse is supposed to do something, and you go, "Hey, did you do that?" And they go, "No."
And she's doing the job of 3 different people at the same time.
And the laundry and the cooking and the shopping and
I
the...
don't cook.
Oh,
he
don't
cooks.
go there. Don't go there.
And he does the laundry.
Condiments in the refrigerator, right, Doug? Condiments.
Okay,
No
that's
food.
my excuse then.
All right, this is a big one. Keep your work time and family time separate. Most couples who work together end up working longer hours than others who are self-employed, so it's important to set a schedule and stick to it.
Yeah.
True.
We try to do that, but if you got to get the work done.
How do you do 3 times the work and then separate real people time?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it earlier that people that work together and marry together, they should actually get credit for the number of years married, because normal people have like an hour and a half of time available for fighting, and we have like 17, 18 hours. For every year that we're married should count as 5 and some kind of scale of longevity.
So we've been married for 50 years.
That's right. And we tell people we're 3 years in. We've been married for 9. We acted like we were. We fought like we were.
What's the Rodney Dangerfield joke? He
They get
said,
no respect.
That one, and he said, we were happy for the first 20 years, and then we met.
Right.
Anyway, Producer Tilo, are we going to do this another segment?
One more segment.
I
It's going to get
see.
pretty funny in the next one, so stick around.
All right. Okay, everybody. We'll be right back. Doug and Ed with Mind Your Own Business, 1220 KHTS.